Hey girlies, it's Tammy. Welcome back to my channel. So in today's video, I wanted to do a full face of Juvia's Place because while I was away from YouTube, Juvia's Place actually launched in Superdrug here in the UK, which is super exciting because I feel like we've been waiting for years for Juvia's Place to be available in the UK. So yeah, I just thought I'd do a full face of their stuff and let you guys know what I think is worth it and what I think you can skip. 99% of it is worth it in my opinion. So we're gonna go ahead and start with foundation. Unfortunately, they don't sell the foundation in Superdrug, which is just annoying to me because this foundation is one of my favorites, like super full coverage, long lasting, matte finish, all of the things that I love in a foundation. But yeah, they don't stock it on Superdrug. I wear the shade Kampala 340 and it is a little bit dark for me, but I've tried all of the other shades around this and they're either too warm, too yellow, too light, you know, so this is the only one that kind of fits me the best, even though it is too dark. The undertone is perfect. And this foundation is so full coverage, you literally just need the tiniest dot. I'm taking like that much and then just spreading it onto my face. It's always better to go with a little bit less and then add more if you need to. So yeah, I'm just gonna go ahead and take a brush and spread that out. Do you guys see, like, it's so full coverage with just the tiniest dot, and the shade is not too bad. Like, the shade match, so flawless, so smooth. But I'm not gonna focus too much on the foundation because, like I said, it's not available in the UK, unfortunately. Not even the foundation stick is available at Superdrug, so not too sure why they decided to skip the foundation products. Now, what they do stock in the UK is the actual concealers, which I do really love. It was in my 2021 makeup favorites. What's interesting is when I first tried this concealer, I said I wasn't a big fan of it. And this is why, like, makeup preferences can change. My favorites can change. Things that I weren't a fan of before, I might love a year later. And that is the case with this foundation. When I first tried it, it was just too hydrating, very moisturizing, too dewy for my skin type. But I guess as I've gotten older, that's kind of what I'm going for more than mattifying dry down concealers. I do really like to use a hydrating concealer and then set it with a powder. So here's swatches of all of them. This is 10, 13 and 15. Getting confused here. 10, 13, 15. So 15 I'm going to use underneath my eyes, and then the other two I don't need to spot conceal today, so I'm not going to. But if I was using like a lighter coverage foundation, I definitely would go in with shade number 10 and just spot conceal. I love the big doe foot of this, and the actual liquidy creamy formula of this is just so beautiful. I do leave it to set down for a little bit because if you blend it out straight away, it can be one of those concealers that shears out. But if you leave it to just set down for a little bit, you can get like more coverage from it. And you get loads of product in here. You get 10 milliliters compared to normal concealers where you can get like 3 to 5 ml. 10 is like a lot of product. So while I'm waiting for that to set down, I should have really done my eyeshadow first. It's fine. If anything, I'll do the concealer again. But while I'm waiting for the concealer to dry down a bit, I'm going to take the Juvia's Place foundation stick, which again is not available at Superdrug. But I use this as a cream contour in the shade Katsina. It melts into the skin beautifully. It does remind me a little bit of the Revolution foundation stick. So I guess if you can't get this in the UK, you can get the Revolution one. And I'm just going to push that into the outside of my face. And it does just melt in really easy. Me personally, I don't love this formula as a foundation all over my face. Maybe if you have dry skin and you do like stick foundations, this would be good. But for me, it's just a little bit too dewy to use all over my face as a foundation on my oily skin. Okay, so what I'm going to do now is blend out this concealer, which I really should have done after my eyeshadow. But do you guys see the coverage on this concealer? Insane. I love this concealer so much. It's a really, really nice formula. Like, do you see how flawless that is? So nice underneath the eyes. So I'm not going to go ahead and set that straight away because what I want to do is my eyeshadow. So I'm sure you guys know Juvia's Place is well known for their eyeshadows. These are the ones that are stocked on Superdrug. They do also have the Warrior palette, but the Warrior 2 is my favorite. But unfortunately, they don't stock that on Superdrug. But they do stock these 4 palettes. So I'm going to go ahead and show you and tell you which ones are my favorite. I do love the formula of Juvia's Place eyeshadows. Super blendable, really pigmented, really nice formula. This one is a cute everyday palette, and this is the bronzed rustic. There's no real deep dark shades in here though, so it's not my favorite, but I do like this to mix with other palettes, and these are £14 on Superdrug. Then I have the Mauves palette. I don't think I've used this one actually because the shades are just I don't know what it is about it, but I think I'm going to use this shade today anyway. And then I also have the violets by Juvias. Oh, they're all by Juvias, but the violets, this one's super pretty as well. And then my favorite one is the berries palette. Like the deep berries pinks in here is just gorgeous. And I do also like the chocolates, but I did declutter that because I have the Warrior 2 palette, and weighing the two up, they're very similar, like browns, nudes, chocolatey colors. So I decided to keep the Warrior 2 palette instead of the chocolates, but that's also a really good neutral palette. So what I think I'm gonna do today, I want to do something Euphoria-esque, because obviously season 2 is here, and like I'm loving it and everyone else is loving it. So I don't have any pressed glitters or anything in these, but I'm gonna do what I can. I'm thinking to do something with the purples. This is the violets. I'm gonna start with this shade and kind of map out that kind of, what is that shape called, like a V shape on the outer V. So Juvia's Place also have the eye primers, which are really nice. They're almost like a dupe for the Plouise eyeshadow bases, and I'm gonna use shade number 2 today. I've done something similar like this on my YouTube channel before, but I haven't done it in a while. So yeah, what I'm gonna do is just stamp that on to map out the shape that I want. It doesn't have to be too precise, because what we can do after is take a concealer brush and just kind of clean up the edges. I'm gonna take a more smudger brush and just fill out the end. And then for the lid, I'm gonna take this gorgeous lilac purple as a base, and then I'm gonna top it with this kind of duochrome shade here. It's like a pinky, I don't know, it's reflecting greeny gold blue. But first I'm just gonna lay this lilac all over the lid. I'm also gonna kind of run it into this color here so it blends nicely. Go back in with the dark blue shade and dab over where it meets. So hopefully we get a nice blend. Something about this is giving me Jessica Rabbit vibes. Is it just me? I wish I had the Juvia's Place Wahala palette, because I know that had a pressed glitter in it, but that's not on Superdrug either. So what we're gonna do is take this one instead on my finger. So I'm just gonna press that on top. Not gonna do much, but hopefully it will just give me a little sparkle. It probably won't show up on camera, but in real life, it's giving like this holographic bluey sparkle. So what I'm gonna do is take my concealer brush and just drag the edges to clean it up like that. So I'm gonna go ahead and do the other eye, and then I also pulled out these rhinestone gems which I got from Colourpop, and I think I might add a couple of those somewhere around here, but first I'm gonna do my other eye. So I've gone ahead and done the other eye. Now let's go ahead and move on to setting powder. So they do have the setting powders on Superdrug, but I'm not a big fan of this setting powder. I feel like out of all of the setting powders I have in my collection, this is one of my least favorite. It's almost too hydrating for me. Also guys, if I'm ever reviewing a product and I say something maybe is too medium coverage or sheer coverage or too dewy or too hydrating for me, and you love that, then definitely take it as a good review for you. I'm just talking from my skin type and my preferences. Of course, if I say something like, oh, it's not full coverage enough, but you like something that's medium to sheer coverage, then obviously that would be a product that you would love. Or if I say something like, oh, it's too dewy for my oily skin, and you have dry skin, then maybe that might be a product that you love. Do you know what I mean? Don't think because I don't like it that it won't work for you. Because sometimes when I'm watching a review and someone said, oh my God, it's too matte, it's dried down, I'm like, oh, I need to buy that because I know I like that type of finish, if you know what I mean. Yeah, it's all up to preferences, and you need to kind of decide what you like in a product. So if I'm saying this powder is too hydrating and you know that you have dry under eyes, this might be something that you will love. But for me personally, it's just not something that I enjoy underneath my eyes, because I don't feel like it lasts on my oily skin super well compared to all the powders I have. Like, I would never pick this over my Huda Beauty powder, if that makes sense. And I use the shade Sahara, which is like a light yellow tone. So I'm going to take some of that on my sponge, press it into my hand, and then set underneath my eyes. And it is a super flawless powder. Like, I do like how it looks when it first goes on, but like I said, as it wears throughout the day, it just doesn't hold up really well underneath my eyes or like on my oily areas. I feel like I always need to touch up after like an hour or so. I don't have an all over face powder from Juvia's Place, so what I'm going to do is just take my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Finish, set my face, put some lashes on, and then I'll come back so we can do blush, bronzer and lips. Okay, so lashes are on. I also went ahead and put on some of these pearls from Colourpop, which is called Crystal Face Jewels Individual Pearl Sheet, and I just put 3 different sizes there, kind of Euphoria vibes, you know what I'm saying? So next we're going to move on to cheek products from Juvia's Place. So they have these duos, the blusher and bronzer duos. So the bronzer duos, I have 2 shades, tan. The darker shade does work for me when I'm a little bit lighter, but I am fresh back from holiday, so I do have a little bit of tan. So I feel like the darker shade might be best for me. This one up here, maybe I should give the darker tan shade, but that looks like my foundation shade right now. I might give this a little go and just see how it looks. And then the blusher I have in volume 1, which is the darker one. I love the orangey shade. I'm not really a pinky blush type person, but the orange is gorgeous. So yeah, I'm gonna take the darker shade in the tan. I do really like these bronzers. They're really like blendable. They're not super pigmented, so they don't overpower you. It's not like, you know, when you dab in and it's like super pigmented and it sticks to your foundation or anything. It melts into the face really nicely. So I do really like these bronzers. And yeah, this shade is showing up nice and deep. So I guess it does work for me. Maybe my tan is wearing off. I need to go back on holiday. Then I'm going to take the lighter shade in the duo for my nose contour bronzer. So I'm just going to drag that down the sides of my nose, blend it in a little bit. I don't have a highlighter from Juvia's Place, so what I'm going to do is take my NYX jumbo pencil and just put that on the tip of my nose for a little pop of highlight. And then taking the blush duo, I'm going to take a little bit of the orange. They're not super pigmented, so you can kind of go in with quite a bit. I mean, you know, don't go crazy, but you can. They're not too pigmented. You can build them up and go in with quite a lot and it won't be too much for me. Anyway, I love blush, so I don't mind. I've noticed some people don't really like to see blush on their face. They kind of just like the flush of color, but I like to see blush on my face. I don't know, I just really like it. So yeah, I'm just building that up and then I will go over it with my sponge to make sure it melts into my under eye. But you can see underneath my eyes is already creasing. Like this powder just doesn't set the concealer that well, like as well as my other powders that I have in my collection. It just creases and it doesn't, I just don't really like the powder, guys. How gorgeous. Definitely recommend the duos. They are really, really like a nice formula, blendable, not too pigmented, easy to work with. It's a thumbs up. Okay, so let's go ahead and finish off with lips. So one of my favorite products from Juvia's Place are their lip products. The formula of the lipsticks is just so high quality, super pigmented, really creamy mattes, comfortable, long lasting. I do feel like they last a really long time once they've kind of set on your lips. Do really also love the lip glosses. The formula is really pigmented, glossy, moisturizing, not sticky. They are a little bit thick though, so maybe if you don't like that thick feeling on your lips, you won't really love these. There's definitely lip glosses out there that are more of a thinner formula, maybe like the glosses from my brand. If you've tried that, they're more of a thinner lip oil type of formula, whereas these are definitely more of a thicker gloss, but still beautiful nonetheless. And also their lip liners, really, really nice formula. The only thing about the lip liners is you don't get a ton of product in there. There's literally only, I haven't used this much, so there wasn't that much, you know, more than this. I kind of wish there was more product in their lip liners. I do like that it's a retractable lip liner, and I do like the pigmentation, the glide, the long wearability, all of that stuff. I just wish there was more product. The lip liner is a nice formula, but for the price, you need more product or you're gonna run out. If you use this every day for like a month, you'll probably be done. To me, it makes more sense to get maybe MAC Chestnut, which is I think 15 or 16 pounds, and it will last you at least half a year if you use it every day. So what color am I going to use today? I've pulled out these 4 because these nudes are just my favorite. Let me swatch them on my hand for you guys. I think I've done a lip swatch video for Juvia's Place lipsticks, but this shade Lady is the perfect nude. It's just such a unique undertone. It has this really nice peachy nude undertone. Might wear that today, but this one I 100% recommend. A more peachy orangey one is In Vogue. This one here, still a gorgeous nude, but more orange soda peachy, if you could see that there. Muted is another really unique tone. This one's definitely more cool tone nude, as you guys can see there. That might go really nice with this eye look. And then last but not least, one of my ultimate favorites is Libra, this one here, which is a nice deep peach. All of these nudes are really unique in my collection. I don't have undertones like this. And like I said, I really enjoy the Juvia's Place lipstick formula. I like the packaging, like everything about it is just really nice. And one of my favorite lip gloss shades is Bronzed Sugar. It's a really nice nude. What I might do is take Muted, which was that kind of cool tone nude, and see how it goes with this eye look. So comfortable. Maybe if the lip liner wasn't so warm. I can't find my Juvia's Place clear gloss anywhere. I don't know if I decluttered it because I have a lot of clear glosses, or I don't know if it's in one of my handbags. I don't know right now, guys. So what I think I'm going to do is take Bronzed Sugar Gloss and just put that on top. Oh, I like how that color looks mixed with the lipstick. That was a good decision. So yeah, that is it, guys. I'm gonna go ahead and put my earrings in. Okay, guys, so I guess that completes the full face of Juvia's Place. I'm gonna quickly run down my thoughts on everything. I mean, there's not much to say. Oh, also, I wanted to say, I should have said this at the beginning of the video, but can we not turn my comment section into like a negative place about why you don't support Juvia's Place and the dramas they've been in and everything? Let's just focus on the products, and the products you do like, the products you don't like. And if you really have nothing nice to say, then just don't comment. I love how everything turned out. I love all of the Juvia's Place products as well, except the setting powder. I feel like I keep powdering, or not powdering, but I keep like taking my sponge and dabbing underneath my eyes because it keeps creasing. I feel like the concealer itself is a little bit too creamy and hydrating to actually be set by the powder, but I've also used this powder with other concealers and it just doesn't set. Like it just doesn't, like it still creases after an hour. I get shiny. It's just not the powder for me and my oily skin. But everything else I definitely recommend. The concealer is worth checking out, the lip products, the bronzer and blusher duos, the eyeshadow palettes 100%. Like Juvia's Place is definitely a brand that I recommend checking out. Oh, this video is going up on Sunday and it's actually my birthday on Monday, so feel free to leave me a little happy birthday message down below. But yeah, that is it for today's video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up. Make sure you're subscribed to my channel and I'll catch you guys next Sunday. Take care. Bye.